Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bob Wood and welcome to this inbox review. We're going to be taking a look at a cracking aircraft here, the A-10C Thunderbolt 2. Now this is by Hobby Boss and it is in 1/48th scale. Now this is pretty not a bad price kit. I mean, it comes in at around about £36, which is which you'll see in a bit. It's a lot of plastic for your money, which is quite unusual these days with all the price rises. I will say that this was new tooled in 2007. This was reboxed in 2022. Apparently it's got some new pieces and stuff, but there is a contender out there. There is the Academy version. They've brought out a whole new tool for 2023. I'll get an inbox review done that sometime in the near future, but let's see how this is still holding up. So lovely box art. I will say it looks like we've got four nice markings along the side there, very different markings as well, not some sort of same color schemes. We've got some weapons on the side, but yeah, let's get this open and let's take a little look. Right, so first off we have our first set of sprues here. Right, now this is going to sort of give us an idea on our whole surface detail and what we're looking at with this. So the top wing section, right, let's bring you in nice and close. Right, hopefully you'll see, yes, we have the recess rivets, recess panel lines. Right, they're feeling like a nice depth on there. As you can see, quite crisp. Right, look on the other side, again, same lovely surface detail. Bit of the wheel well area just here. Bit of a 90-degree angle going over. Sort of looks like it's fading. The detail maybe. Just maybe slightly that 90-degree angle, which some kits do suffer from, where the recess panel lines and rivets fade that little bit, but it's only a little bit. I mean, it is happening a bit, but not like major. Couple of I'm assuming flaps or ailerons or something. Nice surface detail on there. If we flip this over, looking very rough on the inside, but you know, that's on the inside, nothing really to worry about there. Not really worried about any of the ejector pin marks, they will get covered up on there. We have now the fuselage section, probably one of the main pieces in this kit. Right, first off, the detail. Okay, I've already noticed very quickly a little bit of flash. I mean, you know, the kit is, you know, seeing a little bit of its age, but you know, that those kind of things can be taken care of. But yes, the surface detail is looking rather nice, and a lot of detail going on with that. Bit of a some sort of a door there. Right, so we'll have little pieces to close that up. Just checking that 90-degree angle again and get you on camera to see that. Actually, it's not that bad on this one. Right, I'm not seeing any sort of fading of the detail as we get around that 90-degree angle, which is rather good. So actually, surface detail is looking pretty damn good on this kit. Hopefully, as you could see, should have no real major problems with that. We've got some more. Let's just flip this over. Just checking any sort of nasty ejector pin marks. Looking good. I mean, it's quite rough, I must say. Where, you know, I know we're not going to see it, but a lot of these areas are looking rather rough. But you know, shouldn't be a problem. Oh, quick look inside on our cockpit area. As you could see, I mean, there's a lot of detail in there, and I think that is mainly sort of going to be the landing gear bay. I'm assuming the walls, the cockpit area is going to be a tub maybe, but that is quite, I mean, there's quite a bit of detail in there, but you might just be able to see, like, there's a ejector pin mark there, there's one there, and you've got this kind of rough lockingness going on. But there's a lot of detail there. I mean, it's yes, I think it will be good still, but maybe a little bit of work, we might be able to get away with it. Moving along, Hobby Boss, they are so good for their packaging, I must say, because they always kind of do this lovely thing where sort of delicate pieces. I'll put this polystyrene stuff on there, which is rather good. But the bottom part of our wing section, again, surface detail, looking really nice. A little bit of flash dust there, but that should be easily sanded out. Our pylons, you know, looking like the rest of the kit, lots of detail. Quickly flip this over, make sure there's no nasty ejector pin marks. No, all the detail is looking good on them as well. Let's go see what's in here. So this is what it was covering up. As you can see, I mean, I'm not seeing anything like nasty that condoned having that kind of packaging, but I suppose it's there for some reason. I'm not sure what this is, but you know, we've got some nice detail in there, but a little ejector pin mark here and there. This is a bit of our tail section here, same level of detail as the rest of the kit, looking very nice and consistent. Maybe it was trying to protect this little sensor that comes up just there. But yeah, looking good so far. Let's move through this kit. We have our engine section here. This is probably going to be a little bit on the tricky side, because this whole engine section shape in itself, just the way it is, there's going to be a lot of pieces, as you can see, to kind of build up the rear engine section. So test fitting is probably going to be very much advised, but look at that lovely detail on there, all that recessed rivets and recessed panel lines, right? Even as it goes through those curves, those 90-degree angles and everything, you know, still looking very consistent, which is rather good to see. And you've got a nice couple of pieces to build that all up there. Air intakes just here. As you can see, got a nice big air intake fan there, really cool. Let's maybe flip this over. Again, same kind of thing with the rest of the kit. Kind of looks a bit rough inside there, but I don't think we're going to see in there. Flip this over again. We've got some landing gear just here, which hopefully, as you can see, you know, the flash is pretty good on there. Actually, it's not too shabby at all. Flip this over. Do we have an ejector pin mark? I'm kind of expecting there will be. Yeah, it looks like we've got one just there and one just there. Not too bad, no, not too visible, shall we say. But yeah, looking good. Got a couple of little ones just here, some sensors. Right, let's not spend too much. Oh, not just a sensor, actually, we have an instrument display panel, which is looking really well detailed and very crisp. It really kind of just pops out, you know, lovely instrument display panel on there. The sensors, again, same sort of level of recessed panel lines and rivets that go on there. Lovely detail. Do like that instrument display panel. Looks very crisp. Weapons, we have what looks like to be 2 duplicate sprues. Yes, so we have our Mavericks on here, which looks like we have 3, which means we have 6 because they're duplicated. Sensors, we've got sidewinders, 2 of them by the looks of it. Very nice. Should hopefully have a load of weapons in this kit. Next sprue, nice big fuel tank, right? One big fuel tank, as you can see just on there. We do have what looks like to be the bottom part of the fuselage section, right? Hopefully you can see there, nice detail, again consistent. Another instrument display panel also just there, very kind of fine actually. You can almost see through those dials a little bit, which means that's pretty sort of thin. That's pretty cool. Right, lovely detail on the instrument display panels. Wheels, right, they're looking good. Those hubcaps look nice. Front landing gear, right, nice detail around that front landing gear, as you can see just there. It looks like some ladders just there, and it looks like we've got some doors or something going on there, but it looks like the opposite sides has a nasty ejector pin mark, but I'm pretty sure that's going to get covered up anyway. So yeah, looking good on those little pieces just there. Nice interesting one here, a surprise sprue. They've covered it up so much, but let's have a look at this little one just here. Let's get out my blade, let's give that a cut. What are we covering up here? Ooh, almost lost that. Ooh, really nice looking ejector seat. I mean, that is like one piece ejector seat, loads of detail almost like resin. I mean, that is actually rather impressive. I must say they've covered that up because it is quite fine. There is a bit of flash around it, I will admit. Maybe it is a little bit old, but actually, I mean, there's so much lovely detail on that. That is gorgeous, actually. The actual cockpit tub, right? We've got all the nice little dials and everything on there. So actually, the ejector seat and those instrument display panels, the cockpit looks really, really good, actually. I'm quite impressed with the cockpit. Last set of sprues in this kit, apart from the canopy section, we have this here. I think it's a load more weapons, but I haven't opened it up yet, so let's have a find out. Yes, lots of lovely weapons, very well packaged. Right, so this is the cool thing about A-10s. I mean, you've got to have loads and loads of weapons. So nice duplicates there, and we have all sorts going on here. Free fall bombs, laser guided bombs, triple ejection rack systems, right? You kind of name it, cluster bombs, right? They've all got the recessed panel lines, recessed rivets, all sorts of detail on there, and lots of them. And there is 2 sprues of this, or whatever's on here. If you want to, you know, maybe quickly pause, you get to duplicate as well. So loads of lovely weapons. Moving along with some final little pieces. Right, we have, I do believe this is our main canopy. So hopefully we've got a nice, good-looking canopy here. Just pop that out. Hobby Boss are normally good for canopies, but yeah, we have our front and our rear part looking crystal clear. Right, I'm just going to pop this up to the light, check there's no nasties. Yeah, looking pretty good. Apart from I have noticed like maybe a little bit of, I don't know why you can see that on camera, but maybe a bit of a cobweb effect, right, going on just there. It is kind of light, it is there, it is a little bit annoying, but you know, normally when you sort of have it in the cockpit and in there, and you're not putting it up to the light so you can see it clearly, they're not as visible, but it is there. It's a bit hard to see, but there is a little discrepancy in that canopy just there. Then we have a couple of little bits and bobs. We do have rubber tires. I do like the rubber tires, some people don't. Bit of rope in there for something or other, and then we've got just like some little bits of clear parts which look like to be things like your what is it, the Mavericks and stuff. You have those kind of bits of glass on the noses of the Maverick weapons and stuff, so nice bit going on there. Now we have the decals and instructions. So first up we have our decals or decals, right, and we have some pretty nice big sort of decals going on with this, actually. Right, 3 sort of sets. They are by Hobby Boss. Hobby Boss are normally quite good. They normally work good with micro, salt and set. We do have all our instrument display panels as decals if you wanted to go down that route. And actually looking at this one, you know, nice big decals, so you know, just be a bit careful with them. Really cool sort of devil thing going on just with that one as well. Cool decal sheet there. Then we seem to have, it looks like this is our going to be our weapons, right? Nice set of decals just there, and then we kind of have sort of our markings and emblems and roundels and all that good stuff on that one. So the decals look good, lots of detail, lots going on there. We have nice coloured colour call outs just here, which is always good to see. First one, kind of your standard sort of kind of paint scheme, shall we say, for an A10 going on with this. Does seem to give you the colour call outs nicely. We have Mr. Hobby, Vallejo, Model Master, Tamiya, Umbro, right, all the kind of the top ones, telling you which ones, which is always good. And it even shows you the weapons and where all the decals go. Looks quite easy, nice way to follow everything. Then we have like a really funky design camo scheme going on here, like 100 years kind of anniversary of something with the devil on, if you wanted to go for something really fancy. And then we have another 2 markings just here, as you can see, and another set just there. So a lot of choice, to be honest with you. You can go kind of standard, or you can have some nice funky design. So it is good when they kind of give you that nice bit more than just the average. Instructions, let's bring you in a little bit closer with these. Right, we have some plain black and white paper, and it starts straight off with the main big gun and the cockpit section. Does seem to show you where the decals go, does show you color callouts, which is always a good one. It does seem pretty clear where everything's going and does make it quite simple. Once you just start off with the whole wing section, getting all your flaps and ailerons and stuff sort of in a posable position, whichever position you want, so you can make it a bit more dynamic. Landing gear and that going in at this stage, not something you want to be doing at this stage, so do kind of test fit to sort of see, you know, can you actually leave the landing gear out while you kind of spray it and everything, and it's not something you have to put in at this stage, so kind of maybe check that one, test fit that one. Moving along, same with the opposite side of the wing section, not seeing anything major. I mean, it does sort of ask you to drill holes where it needs to be, or cut pieces off on for probably different versions and stuff, so do take note of this little area just there. And then it is sort of bringing those two fuselage halves together with that big gun in there and the cockpit, so looking quite straightforward. Okay, this bottom bit here with the landing gear, because that's going to be going onto the fuselage in that way, always good test fit those areas just to make sure you've got no sort of steps or gaps going on. Hopefully the wing section here will just slot in and be a good fit, fingers crossed. It's again, as I was on about with the engine section, you know, it's quite a complex shape and they're bringing a lot of pieces together, you know, so definitely test fit that area as well, just to be on the safe side. I've never built this, so I don't know if it's like it just goes together like a glove or it's a pig or whatever, but generally in modeling you kind of find those areas, just be careful around them. Moving along, yes, we have a couple of panels that kind of get filled in, and you've got your ladder if you want to have that, canopy open or closed, and then we move on to all the different weapons, and it does give you a nice weapon sort of loadout choice on the back, or you could go off and do your own research. It's totally up to you. But yeah, I've got to say, do you know what, looks like a good kit. I mean, the surface detail, it's all there. You've got a nice good looking surface detail. The cockpit actually looks really nice, really well detailed. Yes, there's one or two ejector pin marks in one or two places, but nothing too terrible. Yes, there was a bit of flash, but that's just a bit of work, kind of getting a bit of flash out the way, no big deal. But for £36, right, or £35.99, do you know what, you cannot grumble at this kit, right? It does look really good. The question is, that's on my mind, I will be getting in the Academy's A10 to have a look at their new one, because that's a whole new tool, but for something that's new tooled in 2007, I mean, you know, it's still looking really good, does still look like a good contender of being a good A10 out there. It's just, the question is, I'm just like, what's this new Academy one look like? Because I do believe the new Academy one is only £40, so it's only like a couple of quid more for the newer one, but has Academy done a better job than what Hobby Boss has done? I'll find that out in the future, I'll let you know, but yeah, definitely a big thumbs up. I mean, I don't think you can really grumble about building one of these. It does look like a really good kit. So other than that, until next time, my name's Bob Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.